feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hello, and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast in Seattle. I'm Dan Weedin, and I had a fascinating and fun conversation today with my guest, author Ryan Oliver. To catch the entire episode, and you should, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We're on every podcast platform. We are also on YouTube, just like we are right now. And you can also find every single one of our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle. Ryan, had a great time talking with you today. You write fiction. You write a very kind of cool genre of fiction. I want everybody watching this to learn a little bit more about your novels. How many you have out there? Tell us a little bit about them.
So they're fantasy adventure novels. They start out as a very small little area, and you start to grow and learn about the world. It's inspired by many stories of history, great leaders, terrible leaders, even mythology and all that kind of fun stuff. And maybe some reminiscent of several fantasy stories you have heard through probably your own experiences, like Lord of the Rings and the Aragon series as well. So they really take the notion of grand fable and starting off with one small location, and as you grow and learn about the world and the uniqueness of it, you just get thrown into all different which ways. It really is a very immersive, fun story. You have the grand scale of things, but you also get down to the nitty-gritty of the people in general, watching them grow, change, and become the heroes they're supposed to be.
Fantastic. The other cool thing we talked about on this show is that you have a podcast yourself. I happen to be lucky enough to be a guest on it. You have a podcast and you might be delving into a little coaching yourself. Update everybody here on your podcast and on the coaching.
Yeah, the podcast is called the Mighty Books Podcast. It's where I interview authors, and they can be from any genre: fiction, nonfiction, leadership, business, horror, anything. And we talk about, just book stuff, becoming an author, a writer, the quirks they might have, how to get a hold of them so they can help you on certain topics. It's a very intriguing show with a lot of tips and tricks, shortcuts even, to help you get to be from a writer to an author, or maybe become a better business person as well. With that said, very naturally, actually, going into coaching, I want to go into coaching. Many people I talk to, I've said I've become an author. They want to know about it. And I love to inform people about how to get to that point, because I had my own publishing coach. And as time went on, I found I really loved the subject, and I want to help people get there. So to actually go and locate me as a podcast interview or for coaching, just go onto my website, ryanmoliver.com, or look up Mighty Books Podcast on Google, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts.
And so that's a great segue onto contacting you. I'm assuming they can get your books there as well, correct?
Yes, they can get my books. Beasts of Men and Gods is the series. Soldiers of Fire is the very first book. And Gargoyle's Gift is the prequel to the first one. It highlights the older gentleman in the book that drives the beginning of the story. You can go on to ryanmoliver.com. I'm also on Amazon, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, you name it. Where you can get your books, you will find my works there as well.
Well, Ryan, thank you very much. And all of you, it'll be right here in the show notes down below. Really appreciate you being on. Thanks. And I'm going to be picking up your books and reading them. I can't wait to do that. Everybody else, you should do the same thing. So very much thanks to Ryan for joining us today. Everyone, please join us every week. We live stream 12 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday on our Facebook page. Our next show will be June 21st. Please join us. Until we see you again, be healthy, be prosperous, have fun, read some books, especially Ryan's. Because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the